Hey y'all, how y'all doing? This is your girl Tysheen and I am back with a new video. So this one is American cops versus British cops. Let's get straight to the video.
In this episode of the Infographic Show, American cops versus British cops. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. Prior to what we consider an actual police force, the ancients had many ways to police the polis, or city. Slaves in ancient Greece would handle the rowdy crowds when tempers flared, while the Romans might set the Praetorian Guard on out-of-control rioters. Through the ages, there have been myriad ways to maintain public order, and also some pretty gruesome punishments for those that breach the accepted rules. In the UK, it wasn't until 1749 when a judge named Henry Fielding created what was called the Bow Street Runners, the first time Britain had anything what we can associate with today's police force. As British cities grew at a rapid pace under the Industrial Revolution, so did crime. And so on September 29, 1829, the Metropolitan Police Service was formed in London, and it is said to be the first modern police force ever created. The man behind it, Sir Robert Peel, explained why England needed cops. I want to teach people that liberty does not consist in having your house robbed by organized gangs of thieves and in leaving the principal streets of London in the nightly possession of drunken women and vagabonds. Why were they nicknamed Bobbies? Well, after their founder, Robert. As you know, the USA was noted for its Wild West outlaws. One of those was Billy the Kid, who was shot by Sheriff Pat Garrett in 1881. Like Britain, America had ways to control crime, but for a long time there was no formal police force, and so the job of keeping folks in line often went to private contractors such as the Pinkerton National Detective Agency. Systems including night watchmen, and even what some called goons for hire, weren't workable as the USA grew in population. It's thought that the first American form—
I thought it was another name for that. There's another name for it. Someone who works for the sheriff, and you get hired. There's another name for it. Oh my God, I might have to look it up.
Police force was created in Boston in 1838, New York City followed in 1845, and by the 1880s, just about all American cities had an organized police force. Now that we know something about the history of these two countries' police forces, let's look at the present day. The number of police officers in just England and Wales has decreased significantly in the last decade, which has become a major political issue in the UK. The number in 2016 of officers in the force was 124,066, down from 143,769 7 years before that. The number of full-time officers working in Scotland in 2016 was 17,242, and the number in Northern Ireland was 6,773. That's a total of 148,081 police officers working all over the United Kingdom. The population of the UK is 65.64 million, so roughly there is one police officer for every 448 people. Much of the British media and the public are saying that is not enough, especially as the crime rate rise in the UK is rising faster than it has in a decade. This includes a rise in violence.
That's because more people are coming to the country. It's not enough. You have to understand, the more people come to the country, the more cops you're going to need. You're going to have to hire more cops. It's not enough. It's definitely not enough. The more people come into the country, the more cops you're going to need.
Violent crimes, and homicide. Over the pond in the USA, crime rates are much higher, and as some police departments are looking more like military units, the role of police in society has met with some controversy. Finding the actual number of sworn police officers working in the USA in 2016 isn't that easy. This is because figures given by the US Bureau of Justice Statistics haven't been updated in a few years. The total number of police agencies in the US is around 18,000, but that includes all branches of police. If we take just local police departments, that number is more like 15,500, according to PolitiFact. The old data that is often cited says that in 2008 there were 765,000 officers that had the power to make an arrest. The US Department of Justice gives the number of 750,340 for 2012. According to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund, that number has shot up and is presently about 900,000. The US population is 323.1 million, so that means that roughly there is one cop for every 359 people. One of the major differences is that in the USA, police carry guns, as do 36% of American households, according to the Washington Post. It's reported that in 2016, 135 police officers died in the line of duty, with around half of those that died being fatally shot. The Guardian reports that the number of officers killed in the line of duty in the UK is a total of 11 since 2010, although many officers are assaulted in the UK.
Well, obviously, because they don't, here in America, people use guns. So, of course, it's way more dangerous than out there. People out there, I mean, I'm not saying you don't have guns out there, but most of the time people are just, they use knives or they use some type of other type of weapons, but other than that, they're not going around shooting their cops over there. So yeah, that's why.
UK. In 2015, it was reported that 23,000 assaults occurred against officers in just England and Wales. In 2017, the Police Federation of England
50?
and Wales reported this figure to be not even close to the real number. It said there were 2.4 million assaults in 2016, meaning an officer was attacked every 13 seconds that year. 300,000 of them involved attacks with deadly weapons. The report said the average police officer is assaulted 19 times a year. On the other hand, in the USA in 2016, police officers killed a total of 1,093 people. According to Inquest.org, in the UK in 2016, a total of 5 people were shot and killed by police. The total number of people shot and killed in the UK since 1990 is 67. We should add here that regular cops in the UK don't carry guns, but armed police can be called when it's thought guns are needed. Police in Northern Ireland are different, routinely carrying firearms. According to the newspaper The Mirror, in 2016 there were 1,863,524 legally owned guns in Wales and England, most of which were shotguns. It's thought there are another 277,000 guns in Scotland and a further 150,000 legally owned guns in Northern Ireland. The same newspaper said there were another 2 million illegally owned guns on the UK streets, which has raised the question if the UK police should be given firearms. The murder rate per capita in the US is still 30 times higher than in the UK, which might not be surprising considering there are more guns than people in the country, according to the Washington Post. As for assaults on officers, there were 51,548 assaults against US police officers in 2015, with a total of 14,453 injuries sustained. With this in mind, how does life on the job compare between the two forces, and how do you even get a job as a police officer? In the UK, you can join when you are 18. There are no restrictions on height, but the force does ask you to be in good enough physical and mental shape to undertake police duties. No formal qualifications are required, but you will need to pass some tests to get in. Pass them, and you are in, just as long as you haven't committed any serious offenses in the past. It's similar in the US, although the police force does usually ask for a high school diploma, and that you are either 18 or 21 depending on the department. You'll have to train at a police academy and have either a clean criminal record or have only committed minor offenses. There is no minimum or maximum height or weight limit, but in the academy you'll have to pass certain physical agility tests. Nowhere does it...
No disrespect, but when he said there's no weight limit, I just remember seeing this cop. I will never forget. This was years ago. I don't know what year this was, but this was years ago. But I remember I was in the car waiting for my aunt and somebody. They was doing something, I don't remember. But I remember sitting in the car and I saw this cop. He was so big. He was huge and he was round. And I remember sitting in the car looking at him like, that can't be a cop. He was huge. And he was wobbling. Like he couldn't even walk. Like he was just wobbling. And I remember sitting there, and I know it's not nice to make fun of people's weight. I know it's not nice. But when they said that, it just popped up in my head. I just remember seeing that cop. I will never forget him. I would never, ever forget that cop, seeing him. I was like, he couldn't even barely walk. And I said to myself, how the hell is he going to arrest someone who's very aggressive? Like, how he's going to chase them? Because by the time they try to escape, he's not going to be able to get them. How's he able to like do stuff? Like, I don't know. I know it's not
you
nice
have to enjoy eating donuts. Wages vary, but in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, you can expect to start your career as a police constable on anything from $25,000 US to $30,000. If you work hard, UK career websites say that within about 7 years, that wage can be $48,872 US. You should work a 40-hour week, although police work can often mean overtime and also emergency callouts. You'll get 23 days annual leave and also full sick pay. The pension varies depending on time worked, but the average police pension in the UK is thought to be around $20,465 a year, and the normal retirement age is 60. In the US, salaries differ from state to state, but a rookie cop working in the NYPD can expect to earn $46,288 per year. After 5.5 years, this could rise to $90,829 if you have done well. Other states have average wages closer to $30,000 and others $70,000, according to career website Crom. You'll get 10 days paid vacation to start.
They put their life at risk, and I still feel like that's not even enough. And then I know some people might say, don't say that because, we got to pay tax, that's how they get paid, our tax money. But I don't know. It's just me. I just feel like they don't get paid enough. I feel like teachers don't get paid, doctors don't get paid enough. These people, they don't get paid enough at all.
start
really
with,
don't.
but after 5 years, it will
Nobody
increase to
gets paid
27
enough, to be
days. You'll
honest.
also receive unlimited fully
Nobody.
paid sick days, medical benefits, dental benefits, and optional retirement after 22 years on the force. Like the UK, you will work around 40 hours a week in shifts, but that might change with overtime. How much pension you receive can be affected by multiple factors, but various websites put the average police pension anywhere from $58,000 to $62,000. With money in mind, we'll end the show there. Where would you rather be a cop, the UK or the US? Let us know in the comments.
The UK? What kind of question is that? Of course, the UK. I'd rather if someone say you have to be a cop, I have to be a cop. But you only could choose which country. I'm picking the UK because hello, people don't really have guns out like that. I'm quite sure they do, but it's not crazy like here in America. You know, people out here be shooting cops like it's nothing. Like they have no respect at all. No respect out here shooting at cops. Yeah, but like I said, they need to get paid enough. They don't get paid enough. They should get paid more. But anyway, comment below. Let me know how you feel about this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. So go down there and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Peace.